Alright folks, this video we're going to take a look at using our Samsung Ultra, whether it's an S20, would assume this will work with the 21, 22, 23, and in the future 24. We're going to take this phone in conjunction with some kind of device that does type USB type C and has HDMI out on it. So this little gizmo here, RCA works. Something like this Dell should work. Maybe we'll test that out before the video is over. I have a couple of these things lying around, and for the moment we're just going to try this one. So on your phone, if you pull down and do it again and then scroll to the right one, there's something called DeX on here. Okay, luckily you've got this built-in software, and I'm going to show you the basics on how to get this going. So first thing I'm going to do is plug this in. I'll show you that in a moment, as well as I've already got the HDMI cable hooked up, HDMI out of that, and then to the TV, and we know it's going to be an HDMI 1. That TV I think has 4. Alright, so hard to do this with one hand, so I'm going to pause this and plug it in. Alright, so it's plugged in. Now you don't really notice anything here except for this little box, and we'll talk about that in a second. But on our monitor, we now have this ginormous screen that's basically being powered by your cell phone. Now, what you're going to wonder is, you know, as I am over here doing that, right, moving around, nothing's happening over here. How do I get a mouse or, you know, a mouse pad, something where I can do something? That's where this little white box comes in. You're going to click on that, and now you've got a pad that you can move around. All right, so now you see a little mouse icon there. All right, now this is where it gets interesting, folks. The whole point of me wanting to use this is so that I can use the cell phone with a bigger monitor. All right, now, you know, on this channel I make a lot of videos. We do a lot of installations. Sometimes I can't see what in the hell I'm doing. You know, and I do these weightlifting videos too. Sometimes I can't tell if the shots lined up right. So a good thing about this, instead of using, like, let's say you've got the forward facing, the rear facing, right, or the selfie cam, instead of me using the selfie cam and everything being reversed, I can use the much better forward facing camera as well as a monitor. Now, I don't necessarily need that big a monitor. We have all these other ones to choose from, and a few others for that matter. But let's go ahead and show you probably the best part of this whole thing. So I'll move my hand around once again with a thumb pad, and I want to find my camera. Where is my camera? So this thing doesn't necessarily move around all that great, folks. Now under here in this bottom is the apps, and what I'll do to open that up is double tap, right? So then we see over here, oops, somehow we closed that. Let's go back. Double tap again, and I'm looking for my camera. All right, so there it is. If I can get the mouse over there, this is probably the only part of this that's kind of sucks. Double click on that, expand that, expand. All right, so which camera is on, folks? It would appear that it is the selfie cam, right? So if I lift that up, Now I can see myself a little better. You can see on the screen we have the ability to switch to the other camera. So let's do that. Now it's going to go to a black screen. Okay. And if I just wanted to use this to take photos, I can do that, right? But I want to use it for video purposes. And so now we basically have a video camera, 4K video camera, right? 4K 60 FPS as well as 8K. So I've got this monitor set up. I'm good to go. If I had this camera or the cell phone on a mount, obviously it'd be a little easier to work with, right, than what we're doing here. But at this point, you know, you would use your mouse pad to hit record, and then you're going to start recording. Now, of course, you're going to have probably a lot more editing, but at least you now have a screen that you can see. And so that is a really nice thing, right? So we can move this around. And, you know, I think this is a pretty cool way to do this. All right, so that's one of these contraptions. Let's try the other one that I have next to me.